What's up, guys? Beveraji here, and we are continuing our album reaction series. This time we're getting into Dua Lipa's Future Nostalgia. Now, I don't have too much of an intro here because I don't really have too much background information on Dua Lipa. I am pretty unfamiliar with her. Going into the channel, I pretty much knew nothing about her, and then we got some of her from the Prisoner Miley Cyrus collab, which, I mean, if you follow me at all, you know how much I love that song and that album as a whole, obviously. But that song was pretty much my introduction to Dua. Then I had checked out Levitating, her live performance at was it the AMAs? I'm not quite sure. I don't quite recall, but that performance was incredible as well. So yeah, Dua is someone that I have gotten so many comments and requests for, so there was just no way we weren't going to check her out. So she must be doing something right, because a lot of you folks are really loving her. So yeah, with that being said, like I said, not much to say. The album is only 37 minutes, which is pretty short. I mean, compared to what we've been listening to on the channel anyway. You know, I know a lot of albums tend to kind of be in that kind of 40-minute range, so it's not really short from a broad scale, so to speak, but just in comparison to what we've been listening to lately. So I feel like I might be pretty sad when it ends based on how short that is, but yeah, we'll find out. We'll see what we got. As always, you can catch these full uncut album reactions on my Patreon. I'll put the link on the screen and in the description, or if you want to do like custom requests, or there's a ton of stuff on there. If you want to check that out, that'd be great. But yeah, let's just dive in. It's a Dua Lipa time.
You want a timeless song, I wanna change the game. Like, I know you like this beat.
Okay, so immediately off the bat, her accent is so apparent. Wow. It's so strong. It's so incredibly interesting because I listen to so many UK artists, and it's not often that you get the accents coming across that strong. You often will even forget where they're from when they're singing, because you're so involved in the music, but mostly just because the accent's kind of covered up by how incredible these voices are for the most part. One person in particular that I'm a big fan of, whose accent comes across really strongly, is Louis Tomlinson in his music. Aside from that, not a lot of the other artists I listen to, their accents aren't that apparent really, unless they're doing it maybe for a style. But it's really interesting to hear just how incredibly strong it comes across, and it actually makes it a little more difficult for me personally to pick up on what she's saying, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's where she's from, and she sounds incredible. So, all right, let's go back just because of how much that threw me off. Okay. So that was the way that transitioned from the first verse right into the chorus. Really, I wasn't sure when because it jumped into the chorus really quickly. It was not even at 30 seconds, I think, when it jumped into that chorus, and I wasn't sure if we were in the chorus. But then there was kind of another. I guess the chorus kind of extended into a different version of itself, and both versions were so damn catchy. And again, I'm losing so much of what she's saying in the fact that her accent is so strong, and in the fact that chorus was so catchy. But I'm definitely getting this this kind of female empowerment sort of, I'm gonna do this on my own vibe, and I'm already all for that. Although the Future Nostalgia title doesn't match with that, so now I'm trying to kind of piece this together in my own mind.
Stone, if you live in a glass house, you keep. I know you ain't used to a female house. Can't be a rolling stone if you live in a glass house. You keep on talking that talk. One day you gonna blast out. You can't.
Okay, can't be a rolling stone if you live in a glass house. That is. Wow. Okay, that's some writing right there. I wonder. I'm gonna assume that she wrote because since this is her second album, I believe I only saw one other album in her discography, so I'm gonna assume she did a lot of the writing on this. And just based on how many requests I got for it, that is such a fascinating lyric because you throw stones in glass houses. If you're a rolling stone, then you're not exactly being thrown in that house. You're just kind of rolling. But then there's also the play on Rolling Stone, which has been referenced in so many different songs. But okay, that's very interesting. I don't want to pause so many times during this, but there's so many different fascinating elements of this song. She's using a lot of different techno kind of beats within this song already, but the song is not techno at all. It's more kind of alternative, I suppose. But she's mixing in those different techno elements of it so well where it can stay like in that kind of pop alternative style. And also there's a lot of kind of 70s and 80s kind of synth in this song too. This is really different from any of the other pop that I've heard at all recently, or maybe ever, aside from like super old, maybe kind of Madonna stuff, which is some serious shoes to fill. But we're only on the first song, so I'm gonna let the rest of it play out before I make comparisons. But if she's already gonna kind of be in that space, then that's some incredible stuff.
No matter what you do, I'm gonna get it without you. If you ain't tough enough, I can't teach a man how to wear his pants.
Okay. Okay. Right here. Ooh. Oh my god, that added piano right there it's such a nice touch. Oh, I almost wish she added it on. I know you want to change up the chorus, especially on the third time around because you're kind of ending the song. But I do kind of wish she put that in the first one and just kept it going in every single chorus because that hit so nice. Right there. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay. All right. After hearing this, what's so incredibly, and first of all, this is an incredibly strong opener to an album. Let me say that off the bat. But after listening to this, her collaboration with Miley, Prisoner, and I hadn't heard any Dua going into that song, so I'm just thinking it's a Miley Cyrus song featuring Dua, and it's really Miley style, and I'm leaving it at that, really, even leaving the song. But that song, Prisoner, there's a lot of Dua in that song. Just hearing this Future Nostalgia song, Prisoner could have been on this album. Having heard Future Nostalgia, the title track, just on its own, those songs are incredibly similar and kind of fit together sonically and musically. And I'm a huge fan of that song, and I'm a huge fan of this song as well. So, yeah. With that being said, it's very interesting how she was able to hop on a song with Miley and kind of make it her own based on what I'm hearing here now. So, all right, the next track is Don't Start Now. This has a ton of play. Is that a billion? I think that's a billion. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's a billion plays. So I'm gonna assume that I've heard this somewhere, but just didn't know it was her because a billion plays. I have to live in a I have to be like Patrick and SpongeBob to have not heard this song. So let's see. Don't Start Now.
If you don't wanna see me, did a full 180, crazy, thinking about the way I want. So if you don't wanna see me,
Oh my gosh. I don't recognize this at all, but that melody is incredible. If you don't wanna see me, like the way she's like jumping into the melody, but then also like that instrumental backing that, which is again, kind of has those kind of rhythmic, atmospheric sort of 70s vibes again. But it kind of gives me that, like, you ever seen those movies where the people are on the rollerblades and they're having so much fun and the mood is just nothing but positive vibes, right? That is what the music, the instruments of this song and both songs so far, but especially this, give me. And it just puts you in this incredible mood where you can't not be happy. And then you add on top of that melody she's singing in, and she's not just her voice. She's actually doing things vocally to make it sound even better. I'm gonna go to that part actually that I'm talking about. Yeah, so like she goes, if you don't, and then when she hits that don't, it's like this very at the top of her sort of breathy range, and it just sounds so beautiful. And then when she says dancing with somebody, she kind of breaks her voice off again, and she's singing in this completely separate style. Like, it's so easy to just sing that and sing it all in the same sound, and you'd still have a hit because you still have this incredible instrumental. But what I love so much about what she's done with this is that she still manages to alter her voice in these different styles so beautifully because it sounds so good behind or in front of that incredible instrumental as well. So when you combine the two, you have the perfect song. This transition from the start of that chorus and then as it plays out is already one of the most wonderful things I've ever heard. This song is incredible. I know I've only heard like 10 seconds of the chorus, but you can't not listen to those 10 seconds of that chorus and not be completely blown away. Ah, right there. Her voice.
Don't show up, don't come out, don't start caring about me now. Walk away, you know how. Don't start caring about me now. Aren't you the guy who...
You know, I actually like that that the melody to that chorus kind of cut off halfway through, and she pulled it all back, and she just kind of gave us those kind of talking vocals because it just makes you want more. And I like when a song is this good. I actually like when it does that because it makes you appreciate the song that much more.
Try to, so if you don't wanna see me dancing with somebody.
I'm being annoying, but that I can't not listen to that. I can listen to that over and over again on a loop. Just that, if you don't wanna see me, like that little part to open the chorus is one of the nicest things on the ears that I've ever heard. And there is a consistent theme so far because now we have 2 straight songs where she's pretty much saying like, hey, I can do this on my own. I don't need, especially if you're going to be halfway in, halfway out, if you're not going to be all the way in, if you don't really support me, I don't need you. I got this. And that's 2 straight songs now with that. So not only do we have musical consistency, but we have lyrical consistency as well. Oh, she sang that one differently. That's not a repeated chorus. Like, she didn't just lay the vocal down, copy and paste it onto this chorus. This is sung differently. Because she's singing the don't in a full voice, and before it's more of a delicately laid out vocal where you get the tender part of her voice more. This is a full don't, and then she does the somebody part full as well. She's got, I believe I said this in my Levitating reaction to the live performance, but she has this really deep tone to her voice. But at the same time, there's still so much angelicness to it as well, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not just who's that singer? I think Celine Dion. Celine Dion has an incredibly deep range naturally when she sings in a natural tone. Her voice is very deep. But at the same time, we all have heard her sing in all different kinds of ranges, like My Heart Will Go On and etc., etc. And when she chooses to do so, she has this incredibly just natural, angelic tone as well with that deep tone, and Dua gives me a lot of those vibes as well. Yeah, that's one of the best songs I've heard of the whole entire year. It's gotta be. That chorus is so good, and the rest of the song just fits so well, and the rest of the song works so well as a bridge to that chorus. It's just that song is absolute ace. All right, track 3, cool.
Guess I never had a love like this. Hit me harder than I ever expected. We've been up all goddamn night, all night, all night. Keep it going till we see the sunlight, and the color of the sky looking nice and nice. You know, you know, you know, baby, I can see it.
Perfect example of her deep tone, but her capabilities of giving us those more angelic, kind of higher range vocals as well. Because she opened it up with the more higher range stuff, and then she just gave us that very natural deep tone she has right there on the you know. Perfect example.
Keep it going till we see the sunlight.
Right here, sounds so good. And then listen to her natural right here.
You know, you know, you know.
Like that, you know. That's not forced at all. That is her natural tone, and it sounds so nice.
Baby, I can see us in the real life. You know, you got me losing all my cool, 'cause I'm burning up for you. In control of what I do, and I love the way you move. We get the heat and the thrill, 'cause you're more than any pill. Never running out of juice, when it's only me and you. Got me losing all my cool.
All you have there is 2 instruments, but her voice is working as that 3rd instrument. The way she's singing and just stopping itself so quickly, stopping her sentences so quickly. It's working as a 3rd instrument, and it's adding so much character to the song as well.
I guess you're ready for the summer, 'cause I'm burning up for you. In control of what I do, and I love the way you move. We get the heat and the thrill. You know. Got me losing on my cool. Yeah, you like the way I move.
She's all over the place in her ranges, and it's all flowing together so beautifully. Oh gosh. Like where she is right there, and then she goes right into this you know.
Got me losing on my cool.
It's almost like a duet. You would think you'd have 2 different artists singing alongside each other and trading vocals back and forth, but it's all her, and that's one of the more impressive things an artist can do, and that you don't get from a lot of artists, in my opinion.
Yeah, you like the way I move. You got me losing on my cool.
That's 3 perfect songs so far. So that's a pretty impressive start so far. I don't understand how that one has like a fraction of the plays that Don't Start Now has, because that is such a good song. But Don't Start Now is like nothing I've ever heard before. But again, this was an incredible song. Let's go to Physical, track 4.
Don't you agree?
The synth work on this album is some of the best I've ever heard, and it's used so creatively, uniquely all over. It's so easy to be so lazy with the use of synth, and it's being used as well as I've ever heard it be used on these first 4 tracks.
Let's get physical. Lights out, follow the noise. Baby, keep on dancing like you ain't got a choice. So come physical.
Okay, it's ironic that I don't know if this has anything to do or if it's inspired by Madonna at all, but this is very Madonna, And I mentioned Madonna earlier in comparison to Dua, just musically a little bit on a couple things that I've heard. And Physical, if you know anything about Madonna's discography and music, then you know about that song. So yeah, that's incredibly ironic. And I wonder if it's not a coincidence.
Keeps on rushing in. Love the simulation we're dreaming in. Don't you agree? Lights out, follow the noise. Baby, keep on dancing like you ain't got a choice. Let's get physical.
Okay, I love that this is not just... I love the "Don't You Agree" part because it kind of implies consensuality, which I always appreciate from a song that is very sexual. But at the same time, this song is, as it's gone on, it seems less about sex. There's definitely that implied, but there's also a mixture of the fact that as opposed to if we're not sleeping at night, right? We're up together in the middle of the night. The first thing you would think of is sex, but hey, we could also dance, and that's something that is just as intimate as sex for a lot of people. And I find it very interesting that that's what she's singing about as well.
All night, I'll riot with you.
Okay. That's another bop. Another bop. This album is very upbeat so far, and I'm wondering if we're gonna get a slow moment at any point, which even if honestly, the way it's moving and the way it's done, I would actually not mind. I'm someone that loves an album that's mixed well as far as fast-paced songs and your kind of dance songs mixed in with your slower ballad songs and up-tempo, slower tempo, etc. Typically, I love a good mix, and I'm a sucker for a nice slow song that's done well. And I would actually be okay if that wasn't on here. And now, if I get my ballad, I'm gonna be in love, especially with her voice. But if I don't get it, I'm actually gonna be perfectly fine because of how well done these up-tempo songs are. And they're not. I think it helps that they're also short. That's definitely part of it, I think. Well, they're not short. They're 3 minutes, but they're not 4 to 5 minutes. Which is still okay, but at the same time, if you're going to keep hitting me with up-tempo songs, then you do have to make them short, which she's doing. But it's just, when the song's over, I kind of naturally want to replay the song, even though I can't really do that on the camera. But if I was off camera, that's probably what I would do. That's how well these songs are moving along and keeping me interested. All right. Levitating is the next track. This is the one we heard, live performed. I'm really interested to hear it recorded. Oh, yeah. Already. Okay. This one was so good.
If you wanna run away with me, I know a galaxy and I can take you for a ride. If you're feeling like you need a little bit of company, you met me.
Okay, what her music does is just put you in a good mood. That's what it's doing to me. It's putting me in a absolutely tremendous mood, and I think that's the vibe I'm getting overall, is this music is really meant to put you in a great mood. It's early right now. I'm recording this very early, and I'm so ready to start my day just based on the mood this music is putting me into.
I believe that you're for me, I feel it in our energy. Glitter in the sky, glitter in our eyes, shining just the way we are.
I love that. Glitter in the skies, glitter in my eyes, shining us the way we are. I love that lyric.
We're forever every time we gonna get it.
I've also heard stars, Mars, and Milky Way references so far. All three of these in this one song.
Yeah. I got you.
Oh, levitating. Because you're levitating up to space or the galaxy or whatever. That makes sense. Okay. Okay, Dua. See you with the pen, my lady.
Moonlight, you're my
The moonlight.
starlight. I need you
Okay, alright.
all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm ready.
And I Need You All Night, Come On Dance With Me, which is a direct reference from Physical again. So again, this album is remaining cohesive. Now the message changed up a little bit from track 2 to the next 3 tracks. But I do think that as well is important, just to kind of keep... You can have several themes in an album, as long as it all isn't all over the place, and these tracks are following each other and making sense with what's following each other. You know, she reminds me of a little bit as far as her music goes, especially his recent stuff. Bruno Mars. Which is, I mean, Bruno is like as good as anyone doing it right now. So me saying that is the highest compliment I could pay someone, I feel like. But at the same time, she's doing her own thing, and this album is flawless so far. Oh man, okay. I'm glad I got to hear the recorded track of this because I enjoyed that live version so much. And what's so incredible is that she really sounded exactly the same live. And that was with a ton of choreography and also being lifted up into the actual sky during that performance, which was, or not the sky, I think they were indoors, but like lifted up within wherever they were. All right, the next track is Pretty Please. And Pretty Please, Dua, can you make me an album that is longer than this, than your next album? Because this is incredible.
Somewhere in the middle, I think I lied a little, and I need your love. When my mind is running wild, could you help me see?
Ooh.
Pretty please, I need your hands on me. Sweet relief, pretty please.
Okay, this instrumental is incredibly laid back, even though it is up tempo again, and I love that it's so laid back because we're getting so much of her vocals, and if you just listen to her singing is really the predominant factor of this track for me, and her voice is fucking beautiful. I mean, she has so much character in her voice, and it's something that I feel like I get the vibe that because the music on this album is so good that I would imagine some people might not appreciate her voice as much as it should be. I can't say that for sure because I don't know what the word on the street is about Dua Lipa, besides the fact that she is insanely popular, even though I've missed out on this album somehow. And this album did incredibly well from what I see. And a lot of people are big fans of her. But I feel like with how incredibly well done the music is on this album, it might get lost just how beautiful her voice is. And if someone was asking me, man, is Dua Lipa a great singer? I would say, hey, listen to Pretty Please. Is that what we're on? Yeah. Because her voice is just ace. Just so good. I'm loving this so much so far. All right. This album is such a mood enhancer. It's just, this album is like anxiety medication, basically. I can skip my meds. Well, no, I can't do that, but I can add it to my routine or my daily regimen to help with depression, because this album is nothing but a lifter. Okay, Hallucinate is the next track, and let's see. Another up-tempo song. Oh. What? All right, this wonderful woman said, I'm going to make an album that just puts people in an incredible mood. That's what I'm going to do. Let's get in the studio and do this. And that's exactly what she did. Holy shit. Without sacrificing any of the quality as well. I mean, there's so much attention to detail done on all of these tracks. They're also incredibly unique, but so consistent at the same time musically. I love that because she there's multiple frames of where the song is meant to kind of what the song is meant to mean. She uses it from multiple vantage points because she's saying I hallucinate when I breathe you in, and she's saying I also hallucinate when you call my name. So it's not just this one track way of writing. She's finding several different ways to blend her theme into the song lyrically, and it's another like this. I feel like this album, because when you, like I said before with her voice, another thing as far as lyrics go, lyrics get lost a lot. Lyrics and vocals, two things that are just so incredibly important and incredibly prevalent on this album, can get lost in an album that's music is this good and that has this much up-tempo music in it. You can just kind of focus on how incredible that is and lose the other aspects. But that's, for me, not happening in this album just because of how great the lyrics are in this album and how great the vocals are in this album. It's so well done.
And they don't say when you hallucinate, when you call my name, got stars in my...
Okay. All right, Dua. It's that song is has that many streams for a reason. Another thing that goes along with what I've been saying pretty much this whole album is any of these songs could have been singles. From the first 7 I've heard, any of them could have been singles. They've been played on the radio and played out wherever you might be where popular music gets played, but at the same time, nothing is compromised whatsoever. None of this was written, not one song I feel like was written from the standpoint point of let's write a song that will get us on the radio. You know, let's write a very obvious radio tune. They all just sound that good where they work out that way. But at the same time, they're all so individually great on their own and stand so well on their own. It's just, this is such a cohesive project so far. All right, track 8, Love Again. Is she slowing it down for me for the first time? I'm not going to believe it till I see it. I'm not going to get the okie doke. I told you I wasn't going to fall for it. Again, she has so many different vocal styles, and it's just so pleasant on the ears. Perfect, where heaven's right here, baby. Like the way she delivers that, and then where she goes vocally after that is such a change, and it's just so well done. So right there, those were both sung the same way, but then she completely changes it up after this. Right here. I can't believe there's something left inside my chest anymore. Like, that is such a great line. You got me in love again. You got me in love again. Wow. It's so interesting how she kind of ended it, how she started it with completely slowing the tempo and just going with the straight violins. She has not missed not one single time in this album, and I would tell you if I felt like she did, as I have done on previous album reactions for others. This is fucking incredible so far. I believe I'm not going to go on a Grammys rant. I was going to say I believe she has a ton of Grammy nominations, but it's just going to lead me to a Grammys rant about how much I hate the fucking Grammys. This album being nominated for a shit ton of Grammys, as bullshit as the Grammys are, it's still really dope, let's be honest, to get nominated for something. When I actually release some music, if out of some crazy, miraculous situation, the Grammys are aware of that happening, all the shit that I've ever talked about the Grammys, I would still be super fucking stoked and honored to be nominated for a Grammy. It's still really cool, as bullshit as they are. But this album being nominated for a ton of Grammys and just receiving so much attention from what I happen to see on my Twitter timeline makes a lot of sense, because this is so well done. Okay, Break My Heart is the next track.
I've always been the one to say the first goodbye. Had to love and lose 100 million times.
I've done this a few times on the album already, but I have to comment on her voice and her technique and just the way she chooses to go about things vocally. I love how she delivered that.
I've always been the one to say the first goodbye. Had to love and lose 100.
I love that. Say the first goodbye. I love how she said say and transitioned it into the next line, and then she started off the next line with the same way she said say.
Had to get it wrong to know just what I like.
She has so much character in her voice.
Had to love and lose 100. Center of attention, you know you can get whatever you want from me.
Oh my god, that was so big. Hold on.
Center of attention, you know you can get whatever. 'Cause I was doing better alone, but when you said hello.
I've heard this somewhere. I've heard this part somewhere. I've not heard the song. I've heard this part somewhere. I don't know. In a commercial somewhere, I feel like maybe? I don't know. Somewhere. It's so recognizable.
I know that was the end of it all. I should have stayed at home.
Oh my god, this is so good. Again, like I was saying with Don't Start Now, this is such a incredible melody. I can just play that part over and over again. Don't Start Now and this right here, just melodically, just the way that chorus comes in and the way it sounds on its own, I can play those 10 to 15 seconds over and over again and just keep going back and listening to it and just melting in its perfection. It's so well done. When you enjoy music like I do and you have moments like that, there are moments that you never forget. I will never forget the first time I sat here and this moment now where we listen to those two melodies, because they're two of the best I've ever heard. Holy shit.
Hello. Of all the things it could do to me. If I would have known it, baby, I would have stayed at home. 'Cause I was doing better alone. But when you said hello, me every time.
Again, she's delivering her verses with so much character, and it's just so easy to choose not to do that. It really is, and I don't. Maybe she's just not capable of mailing things in because of how incredibly unique her voice is. But it's. I'm so impressed by it. I'm so impressed by it.
I wonder when everyone before you was a waste of time.
Okay. All right. Oh shit! I'm nerding out right now over this woman's voice and her vocal techniques.
Can play that game, but you win me every time. Everyone before you was a waste of time.
Oh my god!
You was a waste of time. Everyone before you was a waste of time.
I'm so sorry.
Everyone before you was a waste of time.
Dua!
Got me. Center of attention, you know me.
It's you and my reflection. I'm afraid of all the things it could do to me. Just, I totally missed it the first time around because of how much the melody of it blew me away and how it sounded. But think about that. You're standing in a mirror looking in a lake or pond, kind of Mulan style, right? And just envision how heavy that would hit you when you're looking at what's supposed to be you looking back at you, but you're looking and what you're getting is someone else looking back at you because of how much they might be a match for you. But at the same time, you're completely petrified of what that could do to you, because that's the ultimate vulnerability of someone who mirrors you to that extent. That is a incredible fucking lyric.
If I would've known it, baby, my heart.
Listen to her, how well her voice is matching that instrument. Because I said before, her voice works so well as an instrument itself. And that ending there was a perfect example with how well she's matching that. Oh my gosh. I don't want this to be over. This is all it just makes me feel so good for the billionth fucking time. Okay, Good in Bed is the next track. Let's do it. And this one is explicit. This is the only explicit track on the album, so Good in Bed, explicit. You would think that that's pretty obvious, but we'll see. This is fucking toxic. Holy shit. What? Hold up, what? Go ahead, Dua.
But I think that's what makes us good in bed. I dedicate this verse to all that good pipe in the moonlight and the long nights where we didn't me like you do.
I mean, I don't have to break this down, right? You guys recognize just how fucking toxic this is. But hey, this works for a lot of people. Depending on where you are in your life. I will say it's better to be honest about it with each other and say, hey, this is what it is, than rather try and make something work, from like a more... make it more from a more serious standpoint, because then that's when things just get to a really bad place. So I can appreciate a song from this perspective where she is honest about it, and she realized just how shitty this person makes her feel when it comes to the non-physical aspects of things and the emotional realization is that these people should not be in a relationship and they should only be fuck buddies. And hey, if you're honest about it, that's what's up. Good for you.
I know it's really bad, messing with my head. But now we know how to fuck.
I should have seen that coming. I
know it's really bad.
Super obvious message. Another wonderful song of this album. I actually love that I got this song. I really do fucking love that I got this song. It does actually kind of fit in with the message of a couple of the songs. And I actually think it is really interesting that she gave us the perspective of kind of how you can have this physical connection that is so perfect, and you can at the same time have no emotional connection whatsoever, clearly, while having that physical connection. And it kind of speaks to the fact that some people have it the other way. And she said, like, yeah, I know it's kind of sad, but hey, I can be honest about it at least. All right, the next track is Boys Will Be Boys. It's the last track. It makes me really sad that it's the last track. But all good things must come to an end, I guess, as they say. But at the same time, there's more Dua Lipa that I haven't heard. She's got a whole other album. She's got hopefully more live performances I can check out, because she is fucking incredible. She is so good. This album is so good. Let's jump into this last track.
It's second nature to walk home home before the sun goes down. And put your keys between your knuckles when there's boys around. Isn't it funny how we laugh it off to hide our way to ease the tension so it don't go south? But there's nothing funny now.
Oh, see, this is the perfect example of as perfect as this album has been musically, at the same time, it's been lyrically excellent as well, because she's talking about some serious shit here.
So it don't go south, but there's nothing for mouth. We smile away to ease the tension so it don't go south.
We smile away to ease the tension so we don't go south. I mean, that's concerning, gentlemen. If you listen to that lyric and you are a boy, as she is saying in the song, "Boys will be boys," or you're a man. Well, I guess you're a boy if you're someone that makes a woman feel like they have to smile when they don't want to ease tension, or things will go south. You should reevaluate how you react to things, probably, which is a lot of men, unfortunately.
But there's nothing funny now. When we stop saying things, 'cause they're all listening. No, the kids ain't alright. Boys will be, but girls will be women. Boys will be, but girls will be women.
Oh, I fucking love this. Oh, you go, Dua. That is, this is an anthem. This, oh my gosh.
Boys will be boys, but girls will be women. I'm sure if there's some day, and that was sarcasm in case you needed it mansplained. I should have stuck to ballet.
That's in case you need it mansplained. A man will be here to save the day. I guess I should have stuck to ballet. This is so... Oh, I love it. How does this have so many less... This still has a lot of plays. It still has a shit ton of plays. But how does it have so many less than all the other tracks? This is my favorite song on the album lyrically. Easily. And that's saying something, because a lot of these songs are so incredible lyrically. Wow.
When we stop saying things, if you're offended by this song, you're clearly doing something wrong.
Ah, yeah.
If you're offended by this song, then you're probably saying, boys will be. When we stop saying things,
I fucking love this song. Please do not be over. Please do not be over. I beg you. Okay. This song, I'm like jumbling over my words right now. This song is fucking incredible. It might be my favorite on the album. Oh, I can't even, because there's some songs in this album that are 10 out of 10, like 12 out of 10 type songs. Boys will be boys. I love that the irony in that is because that is a saying that reflects acceptance, right? Boys will be boys. You've heard that everywhere. And it's like when a child boy does something stupid, right? It's like boys will be boys, or does something, whatever it might be. There's so many different examples. It's like, oh, boys will be boys, or something barbaric, or make a mess, or like hurt a girl's feelings, right? Say something insensitive. It's like boys will be boys. It's fun, like it's whatever. Boys will be boys, and you say that really about children, and it's like really boys never grow up. They become men physically, right? They get older, they grow older, but they still have those childlike actions, and they still hurt women, and they still mansplain things to women who need no explanation for things already, because they are by default so superior intellectually, right? So it's like she's speaking about men physically who really have that boys will be boys mentality, and at the same time it's like, how can we all just keep accepting that? Why are we still acting with the frame of mind of boys will be boys? Why are we not growing up? Like, why are we making women feel like they have to act differently in order to just live side by side with us. It's insane. And I love how at the end there she even said, you know, if you're listening to this and you don't, what'd she say, you don't understand, you know, you don't see the issue or whatever she kind of said there. It's perfect, because you're probably saying, yeah, boys will be boys. This, I could go on all fucking day about why this song is so great and why the message of it is so superior and important. But I won't. Because if you're watching this, you probably already get it. You don't need it explained to you. But if you are a man watching this and don't understand this song, I will say right now, just do a little self-reflection. Just a little bit. Try. You need to. Okay. This album is fucking great. This album is incredible. This album is a 10 out of 10. It's so good. There's a couple songs on here. I want to point out Don't Start Now and Break My Heart in particular, as far as melodically and musically. And it's not that I love every song on this album, I really do. But those two songs have two of the greatest melodies I've ever heard in my life. So that's why I want to point those out really quick. Now, every other song on the album is so good. Levitating is so good. I think Love Again I really loved. Don't Start Now. This album is just fucking perfect. It really is. It just puts you in a great mood. And then when you have an album that's like a mood lifter and a mood enhancer, like I described it before, and you end it with Boys Will Be Boys, oh my gosh, come on. Okay, I'm gonna end this video here because, like I said, I can literally just go on all day and all day. I'll see you on the next video, guys. We're obviously going to do a self-titled. If there's any like live performances you think I should check out of any of the songs on this album, please let me know. I feel like the music videos for this album in particular would be super, super dope. I feel like those would just be like a whole vibe, the music videos for these songs. Because every song was so upbeat. Again, I didn't get that slow song that I thought I might get. But like I said before, this album is one of the rare exceptions of albums that didn't need that slow song mood changer in the album because of how excellently done everything was. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for joining me. Love you all. Beveragy is out.